You ever feel stuck? Like you're trapped in a loop, doing something you know isn't good for you, but you just can't seem to stop? It's a super modern feeling, right? But what if I told you the key to unlocking it is hidden in a conversation from 2,500 years ago? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to dive in and decode this ancient text to figure out this very modern problem.
I mean, really think about it for a second. That extra hour you spend doom scrolling, or that fight you know you shouldn't start, or that one habit you swore you'd quit last week. You know it's bad for you, you get the consequences, and yet you just feel powerless. Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. And you're not the first person to feel this way, not by a long, long shot. So, let's travel back in time like 2,500 years. There's this guy, Mahānāma, and he goes to the Buddha with this exact problem. You can just feel his frustration, right? He basically says, look, I get it. I know greed and hate are bad, but they just take over my mind. And that, right there, is the mystery we're going to solve today. What is that hidden mechanism that keeps us all feeling so stuck?
And the Buddha's answer? It was incredibly direct. He basically points to one single source. He tells Mahānāma, the reason you can't break free is because you're still attached to what the text calls kama. We'd translate that as sensual pleasures. Now, on the surface, that sounds kind of simple, right? But trust me, the real genius here, it's all hidden in the original language.
So to really understand this, we've got to put on our detective hats. We're not just going to look at the usual English translations. No, we are digging deep into the original Pali words, the exact words the Buddha used. And it's in that gap between our modern translation and the ancient root meaning that we're going to find the clues to why we're all so stuck.
All right, let's start with clue number 1, the sweet taste. This is all about the allure, you know? What is it about these things that has such an iron grip on us? Well, the answer might surprise you. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. The original Pali word is asado. Now, most English translations will say gratification, which, sounds kind of formal, a little intellectual, but its root meaning, it's literally the sweet taste. Think about that. It's not some abstract idea. It's a direct, physical sensation. So here's the key takeaway. We're not chasing some lofty idea of happiness. We are literally chasing a sweet taste. It's that immediate, pleasant feeling you get from a beautiful sunset, or hearing your favorite song, or tasting amazing food. It's that direct, sensory hit of pleasure. And that's the bait. But, every bait has a hook, right? Chasing that sweet taste always comes with a price. And our second clue reveals just how steep that price really is. Let's see what's next.
So the Pali word for this hidden price is adinavo. And again, the typical translation is something like danger or drawback. That just sounds like, a warning label on a package. But the root meaning is so much more powerful. It's the seed of misery.
And this is just a perfect example of why digging into the original language is so cool. Adinovo is made of 2 parts. Adi means beginning or origin, and dina means wretched or miserable. So you see, it's not just a potential risk of misery, it's the literal starting point of misery. The moment you go for that sweet taste, bam, you've just planted the seed.
And of course, once a seed is planted, it doesn't just sit there, does it? The text says it grows. It grows and piles up into something much, much bigger.
It grows into what the text calls a dukkha khando, and that translates, pretty literally, as a heap of stress. What an image, right? A heap of stress, or a mass of suffering. It tells you right away this isn't just one little problem. It's an entire pile of them, and every single one grew from that tiny little seed.
And the text doesn't leave it to the imagination. It gets super specific about what's in this heap. It's the stress of just trying to make a living, the grief when things don't work out, the anxiety of protecting what you have, and the constant fear of losing it. It's arguing with family and friends. It's legal battles. It's even wars between nations. All of it, the whole giant messy heap, grows from chasing that one little sweet taste.
Okay, so now we have all the clues. We've got the sweet taste, the seed of misery, and the heap of stress. And when you put it all together, you realize something huge. Feeling stuck? It's not a character flaw. It's not that you're weak. It is a completely predictable mechanical process. So let's just lay it out. The whole cycle. Step 1. We chase a fleeting sweet taste. Step 2. Chasing it plants the seed of misery. Step 3. That seed grows into a giant heap of stress. That's it. That's the engine. That is the loop that keeps us trapped.
And you know what? Just understanding how the trap works is the first crucial step to getting out of it. We can see the gears turning now. So that leads to the big question, right? How do we get out of the room? What's the escape plan?
Well, here's the cool part. The escape plan isn't about more willpower or just fighting your urges. It's about something much smarter. It's about a total shift in what you're chasing. It's about finding a better kind of happiness.
And this quote from the text just nails it. The Buddha says you don't give up sensual pleasures until you find another happiness, one that's more serene. It's not about gritting your teeth and white-knuckling it. You break free because you've genuinely found something better, something calmer, more stable, and way more satisfying.
Let's just put them side by side. On one hand, you have sensual pleasure, kama. It's flashy, it's exciting, but it's totally dependent on outside stuff, and we know where it leads, the heap of stress. But on the other hand, you have this inner joy, piti sukham. It's described as lasting, calm, and luminous. It's internal, which means no one can ever take it from you, and it leads to real peace. See? You're not giving something up, you're upgrading.
And this isn't just some theory either. The text gives this amazing example. There was this super powerful king, King Bimbisara, who had everything, wealth, palaces, you name it. And even he couldn't experience true, uninterrupted happiness for a single day. But the Buddha, relying only on this inner joy, he could stay in a state of pure bliss for 7 days and nights straight. That just shows you the power of finding a better happiness.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. We always think about getting unstuck as this epic battle against ourselves, right? A struggle to resist our worst habits. But what if that's the completely wrong way to look at it? What if freedom isn't about resisting desire at all, but about finding a better joy to pursue? A joy so good, so reliable, that all those old fleeting pleasures just don't taste so sweet anymore.